it doesn't take the brains of anyone to work out that the issue that's most concerning the general public at the present moment is the issue of migration. And Nigel Farage, in a somewhat Trump-like way, has put some pretty radical policies out on the table. And of course, it's the most radical end of those policies that are attracting the attention. Will we or will we not deport people to Afghanistan? Will we or will we not have a conversation with the Taliban? And of course, that's what actually is focusing people's minds. But the majority of what he is saying, I think a large number of people in this country would agree with, that more has got to be done to control the illegal migration into this country, to get the numbers down, yes, the numbers who are coming across in small boats, and to settle all this issue, which is causing a lot of angst up and down the country of single men being held in hotels. There's a whole range of issues there. And Nigel Farage is in opposition, so he's not calling the shots at the present moment. But the luxury that he has in being in opposition is that he can put pressure on the government, putting pressure on the government and on the official opposition, and making them up their game and thinking and working even harder how they're going to address the issues.
And Richard, you know, as an ex-military person yourself, how do you feel about a potential British government negotiating with the Taliban?
Well, it's a question I thought you'd ask me, and it's a complex one. The great tragedy of our 20-year engagement up to 2014, when combat operations stopped, and 2021, when we left Kabul in some form of panic, quite unnecessarily in many people's view, is that the good work that was built up over 20 years within Afghan civil society was undone at a stroke, undone by the return of the Taliban. Now, we know that the Taliban have got a dreadful human rights record, and quite rightly, decent governments don't want to talk to them. But there is a thought that if we are going to consider sending failed asylum seekers from Afghanistan back to Afghanistan, there's got to be some form of dialogue with the Taliban, and maybe some form of dialogue over time, not overnight, but over time, might lead to a change in their attitude, maybe an improvement in their human rights record. Now, some will think that's wishful thinking, but they are pretty much on their own, even amongst the fundamental Islamist communities across the world, and that if more pressure could be brought on them, I think many of us who invested time, energy and blood in the Afghanistan campaign would love to see some measures of improvement in the life of everyday Afghans. And there's a lot of them who supported us, backed us, and frankly are just tolerating the Taliban.
Indeed. Well, it's former Chief of the General Staff of the British Army, Lord Richard